All right, we're here at the Country Cafe, and we're about to get some breakfast. We're starving, so we can't wait. Can't wait. Ooh. It's the happy dance. Hey everybody, good morning. We're hanging out here. It's already hot. So hot.
I'm like, it looks like we're about to sweat. I think we're about to sweat just from standing in it.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
But we decided we're going to take a zero here in Harper's Ferry today.
Yay.
It's like super heat wave right now. Today it's going to get up to 98 degrees. It's just not going to be good to hike in.
Yeah, it's not fun at that point.
No.
Yeah.
And we're in Harper's Ferry. Like, we got to check it out.
It looks like a super cool town.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're going to check it out. We're going to go to the ATC. We'll get our yearbook photos. And then we will go to downtown and check out the Outfitter and see all the old historic buildings.
I really need new shoes, so hopefully they have something for me.
Yeah. Her shoes right now, they're getting a little thin, but they're also getting a little stinky.
No.
Real. Yeah,
No.
she definitely needs some new shoes.
Yeah. No, my feet hurt more than they have ever, so I feel like that's a sign that the shoe's life is done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let them go.
But Ben has always had stinky feet, just for the record.
But like
my mom wouldn't even touch them unless he showered because his feet stink so much.
I don't think
Just
that's true.
On the record.
No.
Just let it be known.
Alice has been known to exaggerate.
Drama
So
queen.
don't listen. Yeah, it's
No.
all lies.
Yeah, okay. Anyways.
All right. Anyways, we will not make you guys be the judge of this decision on who has the stinkier feet. So you don't have to put your opinions in the comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Let's go check out town and see. Okay, here we are at the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, and we're getting our photos for making it to the halfway point. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. This map is really cool. It's a relief map showing the altitude differences, and here at the beginning of the trail you can see how steep it was, and then now things are looking a little more promising where it's going to be flat for quite a while until we get up to Vermont and New Hampshire. Then we're going to have some pretty tough mountain ranges, of course finishing over here at Mount Katahdin. Check out this stonework. It looks like it's wood, but really, it's stone.
Before the American Civil War that Brown had predicted erases a lot of this. We are physically missing 2/3 of the original town when you walk around today. Just remind yourself that we're a very small community today compared to the time period.
So this is an area of Harper's Ferry where there used to be a lot of buildings over here, and we found out that Harper's Ferry in general used to be a large place for gun manufacturing. But there's been a number of floods over the years, and this town has kind of continuously been washed away by parts of the flood. And so what you see here along the flood banks are sort of the remains and foundations of areas that would have been buildings before. So this is the confluence where the Potomac River here to our left and the Shenandoah to our right come together to continue on as the Potomac. The old carriage house here. Here's the Whitehall Tavern where people would go to get a pint. And apparently... Well, some of them might have been from Scotland. I don't know. And then over here you can see people were a little smaller back then. The tables are kind of small. Alice sized, really.
Yes. Fun size.
All right, we had a really fun time downtown, but it's time to head back. It's blazing hot. How's it going there, guys? How are you liking the heat? They love it. They're so disappointed we couldn't hike today, but safety first. All right, so we thought that at the end of our day here at Harper's Ferry that we would talk about kind of reflections on the last 3 months, the last over 1,000 miles, and maybe we could start with this, Alice. So what was your favorite moment in the last 3 months?
Listen, I don't think that I'm gonna give. I need time to think about this, but the moments that come to mind that are like freshest for the last 3 months is just like yesterday, like walking across the bridge into Harper's Ferry, and like having like this beautiful sunset. Like, you can't describe the feeling that you get in like those kind of moments where it's just like everything aligns and you're like, this is magical, this is why I'm out here. That was beautiful. We've seen so many deer. Everyone should know by now that I'm a huge animal lover, so all of the animals, including the gross insects, make my day. I don't know, pushing ourselves to do like bigger days, longer miles, but before, you know, in the beginning we weren't doing that. I feel like we're in a stage now where we're like really like seeing like how much we can do and endure, and
we can do like twice as many miles now as when we started, if not more.
Yeah, but also just like moments like in the beginning, like, or not so much in the beginning, but in Tennessee when we entered the Smokies, it was a rough climb, but that day wasn't great, but it hailed on us, and in those moments you're kind of like, this sucks, right? But you're also like, you can't get out of it, so you make the best of it. And it's really pretty to see like all of the snow and the Dippin' Dots everywhere around you.
The Dippin' Dots from the hail on the ground.
Yeah. That was beautiful. That day was beautiful. I don't know. I don't have, you know, favorite moments. Just every moment's different, and I think that, yeah, every day is different. So
cool. Yeah.
What about you? Do you have stuff that sticks out?
I think for me, there's a few moments that really stick out. Grayson Highlands were so cool. Like, seeing the ponies, and we were so lucky that as soon as we got into the Grayson Highlands, the ponies were right there, right away, and there was like 3 of them just hanging out right next to us. If you guys haven't seen it, watch that video, because there's one pony that has like an emo hairdo, and it's so funny. It just cracked us all up. Yeah,
that was great, because that specific pony was like walking the trail with us, like right next to us, behind us, just following us everywhere, and that was really, that was special for sure.
Yeah, so I love emo pony and all the ponies. So that was really great. I think climbing Blood Mountain, that was like our first real climb, and it was a nice day. It was really beautiful out. It felt like the first time that we were really like accomplished a big feat of something.
I totally agree with that. Like, that was like the first like feat, like you said. Like, everyone was like, Blood Mountain, this is a wild mountain. And we were really lucky when we did it. That's a good moment for sure. For sure. And it was probably like 1,000 feet.
Yeah, I don't think it was that big. I mean, Georgia was still hard, but like compared to what we ended up doing later, it probably wasn't that big. But it felt really big at the moment.
That felt like a really big accomplishment.
Yeah. And then for me, it was also really nice when Yaya joined us on the trail. I mean, that
Of course.
was just awesome.
Yeah.
And she'll be back, so
Mm-hmm.
so that's really exciting. But yeah, just having the people that I love and care about on the trail with me makes it all the better. It's a very
Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, it's a really magical experience to be out here and to be able to share it with the people you care about. Just like multiplies that enjoyment for me. So it's been so cool.
Yeah. I also like reflect and think about the beginning when we started and like just the weather plays such a big part, like being in the beginning and having like your tent hitting you in the face in the middle of the night because it's windy. Like we don't have that now, but you look back in those moments and you're like, that sucked in the moment, but now it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm so much more like stronger and capable of like enduring like so much not fun things. But like in your everyday life, if it's raining, you're not gonna like go for a hike, right? Or probably not, maybe you do, I don't know, but I feel like the majority of people will be like, no, it's raining, like we'll stay inside and it'll be dry.
Yeah.
But like out here, it's just like you don't have any
You have to do
choice.
it.
You have to deal with it, and so I feel like we both are really good at like trying to make the best of not the most fun situation because you have no choice.
It's true. Yeah. How about over the last 3 months? What have you learned? Like, what would you do differently? What would you recommend to people out here that are going to do the trail? What would you have recommended to yourself 3 months ago?
I don't know what I would do differently. I feel like it's a learning experience, so I can't look back and say like I would change any moment because every moment has brought me to where I'm at right now. But I don't know, I think like I didn't come into this experience in the best shape of my life. I was in probably the worst shape of my life, but I came here and now I feel amazing. But I think if maybe I would have prepared a little bit more, maybe it would have been a little bit easier, but that's a part of the whole experience. I don't know what I would do differently. I think I've been just dealing with day-to-day life, right, and taking things as they come, and I'm pretty like already like a happy, upbeat person, so I think I don't have anything to do differently. But I do think I would maybe prepare a little bit more, like physically, try and be in better shape, just because that would make it easier.
Yeah.
But now I feel great, so.
Cool. Yeah, I would, one thing I would do a few things different, or I'd recommend to myself a few things. One, when I started out, I was cold at night. I have a 20-degree bag. I was still cold at night, and particularly like the nights where it snowed. I never felt toasty. Some people were like, "Ooh, I was in my bag and I was toasty." I don't think I was ever like on the precipice of hypothermia, but I was still cold. And so what I think that I would do is, if I went back, if I were to do this again, I would get a 0-degree bag, like a 0-degree quilt. I also, I think I would have just been a lot more comfortable with that. I would also say, like, I'd recommend to people to like practice sleeping on your sleeping pads before you go hiking. Just kind of get used to it.
It does take it takes a while to get. I feel like you don't sleep very well because your body's kind of like, what am I sleeping on? What am I doing? So, yeah. Totally. Yeah, and just like setting up your gear, understanding your gear is so important. Like whether you switch it out or not, like it's still good to like go into the experience and like know what you're doing.
Yeah.
When it comes to gear, for sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Also, like along those lines, along with gear is your food, and I think like going in and practicing making your Knorr dinners with your camp stove is really valuable. I mean, we ended up doing fine. It's not like rocket science to make a Knorr pasta side, but you do learn some things. You learn like, okay, I need to keep stirring it or it's gonna burn on the bottom of the pot. Or you can let it like boil the water, then let it soak for a while. Like you don't always have to leave the fuel on. And you just kind of get used to the taste and the flavors. So yeah, I might have like made more of like our backpacker meals beforehand.
Yeah, everyone has like a different method when it comes to like making their food and how they like it. So I feel like if you practiced it ahead of time, it would save you time on trail to like go in and already know how you like it and what you're doing and all of that for sure.
Yeah. And then I think like also it's easy to get like wrapped up in like how many pounds is your backpack, and it is important. It is important. Like you don't want to have a way super heavy pack, but it's also easy to like over rotate on it and to just get so hyper focused. Like it's easy to spend $500 to cut half an ounce, and I just think like for most people you probably just can't do that, or you don't need to do that. And in fact, a lot of people, myself included, have, instead of like saving ounces, I cost myself pounds of weight by just packing too much food.
That's a struggle. I do like what you're bringing up because it's, I think, very much everyone's like hyper focused in the beginning about weight. And I think at the end of the day, it's more about like what do you want to carry? Like if you it's so easy to be judged for like having a chair or something that would be like considered a luxury item, but I think that like the weight matters to you. If that item is worth being comfortable on the trail, then and you're comfortable carrying the weight, then do that, because you're out here for 6 months. Unless you're a super hiker, then I don't know, but the
ultralighters are gonna hate it, but for like most people, like 2 people here today at the hostel, 2 people went out and bought chairs today.
Yeah, and if that makes you happy and you're comfortable with carrying that weight, then who cares what people think? Like, do that. Whatever is going to help you mentally get through this experience. And again, if you're comfortable with that weight, then absolutely get something that is a luxury item.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll also in the future go over, Alice and I have both made some kind of smaller gear changes on the way over the last like month or 2. And I know we need to spend some time going over that, so we'll do that in another video.
Yeah, I promise I'm doing a gear video in the next few days. Absolutely, I'm going to.
It's coming.
Yeah,
and I've made a few gear changes as well too, so I'll talk about those as well. It's been really good. I think we've known people that have gotten the Virginia blues, or we've had a lot of friends that have maybe like they've had their fun on the trail and now they're off. So it's been kind of sad to see them go. But like for ourselves, well, I'll speak for myself, and hopefully you feel the same. But like I am pumped. I'm excited to finish the trail. I'm really looking forward to it, and having you all follow along is really cool too, and thank you so much for all the nice comments and everything. I know sometimes we're not the fastest to respond to it, and it can be hard for us to get service sometimes, but thank you guys so much. Honestly, your kind words really mean a lot to us. We've just gotten like, I don't know, so many warm fuzzy feelings when we read, and laughter when we read your comments, so thank you so much. Yeah,
I completely agree. It's nice to have people that are following along and care and have your positive comments, because that can change like our day around. It's nice to share the experience with the outside world watching in. And, it's fun. Thanks, guys.
Cool. Yeah. Well, we'll have a lot more to share with you as we go forward for the next 3 months.
I know, I can't believe we made it to the spiritual halfway point. I'm also, I think that like we've made it this far and we both aren't like super in our heads or physically like incapable, so I think we might actually go all the way. Fingers crossed, we'll see, but hopefully.
And we've got some things to look forward to. We've got flatter trail for a while, although there's rocks in Pennsylvania, but flatter trail for a while. In New Jersey and New York, we've got deli blazing. We both love a good sandwich.
Give me all the clubs.
Give me all the Reubens.
Reubens clubs, here we come.
And But then we're going to start getting up into New England. I mean, who doesn't love Vermont?
We'll get to see some family in Vermont.
Some family in
That's
Vermont.
exciting.
Yeah. And then we'll be challenged by the whites. You guys can watch us struggle there.
Oh,
and
so
then,
intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, Maine's going to be bittersweet. It's going to be, like, exciting to get there, but then it'll be the end, so. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, thank you all for watching again, and we're going to sign off for this one, and we're back on the trail tomorrow. We'll be out there for probably a 15-mile day. I think something like 2,500 feet of ascent, not too bad. Our biggest challenge now is the heat.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to leave early and avoid the heat.
Yep.
Today it was 98 degrees here with a humidity, like heat index, saying that it felt like 105. I mean, just...
Yeah, I'm definitely glad that we did not hike today. I mean, tomorrow's going to be a huge struggle as well, but I'm glad that we took the day off and enjoyed Harper's Ferry.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thanks again, everybody, and hike on, happy hikers. We will see you tomorrow.